This is going to be a 2, 3, maybe a 4-part series on Oliver carriages. And the first one I'm going to go over the similarities and differences of these carriages. Right here is a 3, a 5, and this one is an early number 9, has a lot of characteristics of a 7. So the first thing you'll notice most likely is the size of the knobs. And if you're looking to change knobs, maybe if your knob on your 5 is broken, missing, cracked, whatever, the knobs on a 2 and 3, if you find them, will work on a 5. And that was a question on a Facebook post here a little while ago. A gentleman had a rusted little knob, left knob, that wasn't depressing to turn the carriage to get an advance. So those do switch over if you find them. The 9s will work if you can find knobs off of a 9. They're just going to be a little larger. They will come off of there, and I'll show you what's in there. I've loosened all these up so you can access them. And there's just a little spring in there. If it comes off, a little sticky. There. You can see the spring for the spring back. And here's the slide. And there's the knob itself. And just by turning that, that's what you get. Sometimes over the years they do get rusted and that action is lost. And if it isn't completely lost, it doesn't retract all the way, so then you have problems. So with the knobs, they're all interchangeable. These are correct if you interchange with a 2, 3, and a 5, and 9s and 11s and 12s have the larger knobs. All right, the basics are still here. These levers and knobs are pretty much identical all the way through on all the carriages. They didn't change much. So these guys right here and that one. The paper bales are different. These are for a late number 5 and through the 9s. For some reason, the 7s and the early 9s had this arrangement, and they also had this across here, this little wire. I'm not sure what that was for. And then the 3s and the 5s had this little paper, little bale thing, the little catcher for the paper. And it has a little hole in there, a little more square design. And then on all the different machines, you have different labeling. That is for the 3, and then it's the Oliver typewriter. It doesn't have the print type. Some of them of the number 5s, again, this is the number 5 Platin, some of them will have the print type on them. Most of them do not. And then here's the 7 and the 9 where the print type is much more prevalent. Actually, it's hard to find a 7 and a 9 that is not print type. That got very popular. All right, so the next videos will be the removal of the platen and removal of a lot of the parts and pieces off the carriage to adjust, oil, and then put back together.